Are we there yet?
Says live on my end. Good morning. Welcome to Booked Up with Beth and Jami.
Good morning, everybody.
Today, our special guest is A.L. Maruga, and I'm reading her book, and I haven't finished it yet. My life is just ridiculous. So, but I'm excited to finish it, and we're going to talk about the book. And first, I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Canada. I'm a dark romance, erotic horror, I guess now, author from Canada, from Ontario, Canada. Written 12 books, 13 is about to release. All of them dark, a little bit depraved, unhinged, MMCs and female characters for sure. Not sure where to go with it.
Well, that was really quite exact, if you ask me, and I love that you were not afraid to explain it that way. Might make some people a little bit, but that's exactly what you are.
That's exactly what I am.
So own it. Excellent.
I'm trying. I'm
doing well.
Really hard. It's kind of a weird sensation to say to somebody, "Hey, I write not only dark but also erotic horror romance." People are like, "I'm sorry, what?"
I might open with erotic. I might open with that and then come to dark.
I only say erotic second because the next book will be the second technical erotic
right
horror
in a chronological order.
But all of my books kind of straddle that fine line between them because of all the triggers and how dark and unhinged they are. Like most of mine are, you're going to need a flashlight. We're all pitch black.
I have an absolute question based on that statement. So where does this incentive and inspiration come from? This erotic, dark premise?
I think I just have a mind that heads in that direction. I enjoy writing the dark parts more than I do the sex scenes. Let me murder a bunch of people versus that. I just
nice.
Really enjoy it. I always have, and yet I'm afraid of watching horror movies. I'm the first one to say, no, I'm out. I can't do this.
Does one feed the other? Like what you said that you prefer writing versus the sex scenes. Does one inspire the other? Do you feel when you let yourself go there?
I think because I write really strong female characters, it heads in that direction anyways.
Just driven to do it.
They're just driven to protect themselves and anyone around them. And I tend to write females that just don't back down. It's very rare if I write a female that starts off soft. And I only have the one. In 12 books, I only have the one that has started off soft and gained, her momentum and her
how early in your volumes was that character? You said there was only one.
She's the third series. So my series start with Rise of a Kingdom, which is the prequel to Cashberry Prep. And then the Venom series would be the one that comes off of that. It's the sister story. So grandmother, granddaughter, granddaughter story.
Right.
And then completely different world. So the second granddaughter, you meet her in the first series and she's not strong. She's already not strong. She's competing against, strong women in her family, her grandmother, her sister. And she's not up to task to it. And so she gets steamrolled a lot. And I think when you're put in a position where you have no choice, you're backed into a corner and your survival is on the line, you find strength from somewhere. And that's how it wrote her. And I had to rewrite that book 3 times because it just didn't work for me. I wanted her to be strong right off the bat. And no matter what I did with her, she wasn't strong. She wasn't coming across, I'd write it and then it would not work. Right?
Didn't resonate with you well. Just didn't resonate.
I had to let her find her own way.
I love that you acknowledge that. I love that you acknowledge that and put it down. And then thereafter, as you announced,
it was a bit of a learning curve. I thought I could just kind of
we all need to learn
the edge a little bit, but she had to break on her own, and that is one of the most dramatic books in terms of character arcs, where they didn't start out a certain way and they've ended a certain way.
We'll call that growth at this point.
Lots of growth. Yeah. That particular series has a tremendous, not only growth for her, but also for him, because he's a villain right off the bat. He's unredeemable. He's not, he's inexcusable. He's unredeemable. And he likes it that way.
Right.
He really likes it that way. Like he's not going to.
What a great dynamic with her character and his. Brilliant.
And he doesn't really change. Like he stays
awesome.
That same villain to the end.
Because he can't.
But only for her. There's only softness for her. And I like that. I like that kind of dynamic where a bad guy is a bad guy no matter what happens.
But everybody's got a kryptonite, right?
It's nice to her.
Right. Loving it. Love that you risked it to do that as well. Against your own nature, you said you don't prefer to write that way.
Yeah,
so
it was something new for me, but
here you are 13 books later, so you must be doing something right.
Almost 13, yeah.
Nice.
Well, you gave me Lethal from the Willard Asylum series.
Yeah.
Now, which number is it in that series?
That's number 12 for me. So for the series, it's number 3. So the series actually spells out, each book spells out Willard Asylum. So I'm Lethal. So I'm the third L. So the third.
That's so cool.
First L, third letter in Willard. And if you put up the spines all together, they literally spell Willard Asylum.
Ingenious. I love that.
Yes, clever. Wow. Yeah, collect them. Get them all. You need them all.
This is just wow. I was blown away. I mean, I started reading and I thought, okay, yeah, I've read similar things, but then it went just boom.
You did comment to me a few times, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
it
wow.
It kind of starts out a little slow because I'm building for you.
Yes, but no, it wasn't slow. It was just okay. I've read things, where the shrink is in the asylum, and so I enjoy that kind of thing. I messaged you and said, yeah, I'm enjoying this book.
Yeah.
And then right after I said that is when it was, like boom, and it really,
what's about to happen?
Went around the corner.
Yeah, my daughter calls that a mic drop. She's like, you just went boom. And I'm like, yep. And I set it on fire when I did it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, here we go. And these guys are wackadoodle. She's interviewing she's shrinking or
clinical. It's all clinical.
Yes, with these two serial killers. And well, there's something else. I got to tell you, they're twins. They're twin brothers, and there's something else. And I don't give spoilers. I will not do that.
If she can't, you can't.
Yeah. But it really, you need to read this book, people. It knocks me for a loop.
Twins, but very distinct personalities. Like
yes,
but yet have the same ultimate drive, though, which is interesting.
And one is a very intelligent and cunning, whereas the other one is kind of loopy, and here's the voices. This is my little granddaughter Eva.
She was supposed to
introduce the show, but she was having pancakes instead.
Can you put that one in your other ear?
Too.
Because that way it's closer. Can you put your plug in your ear closer?
Okay, I can do that. Okay,
we're losing. Hi.
Okay.
You can say it now.
We're switching earplugs. Oh.
And take one.
Hi. Can you say hi? She said hi.
A beautiful young lady saying hello to you and announce the show. You did not forget your Eva and this is booked up with Glenn.
Welcome to Hildenbrand. With forget about
now
it.
She's being bashful.
Where's my keys? Oh crap.
She lost the keys.
Oh,
know
you're one job.
Okay. Yeah, a little surprise.
Apologies, apologies.
I know where they are. Just
Go
have
get
to
them.
stop.
Okay, so this is number 3 in the series. I'm going to have to go back to the beginning now because the premise is she has become the psychiatrist in the asylum because she wants to find out what happened to her cousin Cecilia.
Oh, so that was the drive. She was related.
Yes.
Personal.
And
I gotcha.
her cousin
Very
had been
good.
crying out for help and she ignored it. She thought, this was just get me out of here, get me out of here. And it turns out that it wasn't. So she's gone into this asylum to find out what happened to her cousin. And then from hijinks, yeah.
Say it.
I can't.
You know what she means.
She gets assigned to the twins as
Yes.
as their therapist, and she's the 6th therapist to have to deal with them in 2 years. And they're serial killers. They're very
No saying
very
that. Yeah.
insane serial killers that are cannibalistic clowns. They used to work for Carnival. And they eat their victims. They enjoy eating their
Which
victims.
is, girl, you are twisted. Love that twistedness.
I was like, how can I make this darker? Clowns
Good for
terrify
you.
everybody, and
Whoa.
they eat you, right?
Right? I mean, like, what?
Yeah, I was never afraid of clowns. I think I'm
Nor was I. I'm not afraid of much, really, except for you now.
Yeah.
I've had the
the
comment when people that have read it and then they look at me, they're like, how? You look like a
Yeah, you don't even look at That's the element of surprise.
It's
that I
always the
just
normal
love.
looking ones,
Wish I looked normal. Everybody sees me coming. I'm just saying.
But yeah, it's a fascinating book.
Your mind is quite the castle of risk and element and dynamic. It's going on up there.
I don't plot. So unlike a lot of authors, I'm a pantser. I know the general outline of a book, like what the characters are going to look like.
Yeah.
Like the most plotting I do is I do a character analysis, create like a character Bible for each book. I know what they look like. I know what their traits are, right down to like what they would be allergic to, scars, that sort of stuff. But I don't know where the story's going. I always have like a general idea of where it's going to open and where I would like it to close. But everything in between is a free-for-all with the books. And I just sit in front of the laptop and go, okay, let's go. Let's see where you want to lead me. And sometimes it's completely in the opposite direction of where
See, you just took me by surprise there. Because if you think I wasn't listening, I was. I am multitaskable. Their allergies, but then you said, oh, now I forget. Look at that brain fart. But just the fact that you almost contradict yourself in a brilliant way of opposing the spectrum, and then I look at you and I would not guess this about you. Not that you look wholesome or not, but I'm just saying.
What does she look
I
like?
asked her recently, about these things that you just discussed, and every author has a different answer for that. And I love that you don't have your character or the story figured out yet. It's based on the character's movements almost.
Yeah, like I have a book of literally books that I want to write, and it's all tabbed out. So I kind of know where I'm going to go next. But as ideas pop into my head, I just write them in the book, like, just general things. Like it'll be really general. With Lethal, it had always been an idea of a character that I wanted to speak in rhymes. I wanted him to be so psychotic that he heard so many voices in his head that he spoke in rhyme. That's where Lethal came from. I had Ren before I had Bash. And I decided, okay, well, I needed somebody to kind of level out Ren because Ren's just so insane. I needed somebody to have been the mastermind because Ren couldn't have been the mastermind behind it. He would have been caught.
He's a product of it. He's a product.
Right?
Oh,
so
nice.
Ren came first. I had notes on Ren. I had always wanted to write a character like Ren. So when I was asked to be part of the Asylum series, I was like, I have this character I'm going to do it as twins. I don't know where it's going to go. They're going to be in the asylum already rather than get caught and be sent to the asylum.
Nice.
And I'm just going to go with it. But Ren had been a character that I had jotted notes down that had popped in my head. You know, I had always wanted to write a character like him.
How much of your inspiration do you think comes from that original feeling about Ren? How much do you think is inspired through that?
For that particular book,
Yes.
Ren kind of drove the majority of the book.
Yeah.
Bash was a secondary character, which it doesn't seem like it when you're reading the book, because it seems like Bash is telling the story more than Ren. But Ren was the original character that I had in my head, and I needed, for every, you know, chaotic, crazy action of Ren, I needed Bash to level the playing field a little bit, to bring him back a little bit. It's just the way it worked out. And then Katarina just, you know, because we needed a female character, and we needed a semi-strong female character with a particular motive for her drive. Of how to get her there. That
which was identifiable. You immediately identified with her drive.
Yeah, I didn't want her to fall like immediately into their trap.
Oh, where's she gonna fall? Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice.
Well, I can see why, because Ren on his own could not have pulled this off.
No.
He was too unstable. So you definitely needed the stability of Bash to handle Ren. He would have been caught like the very first time. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if the readers would have been able to even keep up with it if it had been the chaos of Ren's mind without.
No,
introducing the other character, like it brings it all kind of to fruition for the reader.
Yeah. The character, even the chaos of writing Ren, it was a lot of chaos because those rhymes, I came up with them in my head, right? So when you were in Ren's mind, it was draining. It was chaotic. It was like, you know,
I can imagine.
You felt like that's where you were, in Ren's mind.
As I mean, I enjoyed reading it, but if I try and look at it from the perspective of a writer, well, bless you, hon. Wow. That had to be like an emotional drain. I can't even imagine.
There were certain aspects of it that were, there's a part in the book where I'm like, okay, I need a break. Like this has got to.
And did you give yourself the break? Did you acknowledge it? Did you give yourself the break as needed then? And did that refuel you?
That I'm like, how dark am I willing to go? And then I was like, you know what? I did for a couple of days. There's a specific chapter that kind of, I have no triggers, and there's a specific chapter that just kind of drained me a little bit. Readers will recognize what chapter it is. It's very detailed, very graphic. And although I write very dark and very graphic, that was a new level of graphic even for me.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I think I need like a momentary pause to make sure I haven't like gone over the edge here. And my daughter Alpha reads for me, and she read it and she was like, it's fine. It's really dark.
Yeah.
It's
but I love that you questioned yourself, though. I love that you did. It maybe wouldn't have been as fluent, or it wouldn't have landed if you had not. Like, it's good. It's probably a very good idea.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like,
check yourself.
Creating, like I didn't want to create a world where I was gonna, drive readers over the edge either. Like I wanted them to like.
You almost do though. You pay for the whole seat, but
like,
you only need the edge though.
Right? Like this is craziness.
Thank you, baby.
I think that's appreciated. It has to be appreciated because I'm literate, obviously, but I do have a severe diagnosis of ADHD. So my comprehension skills, like if I start to read something, I can't remember what I've read necessarily as well as one should. So I have to go back and review. So I never really get through a book because I'm always going backwards. But that is like I said, you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. It's encourages the reader to just hold on. It's coming, Brilliant, really. I know I've said that 3 times, but
this one had the plot, which I'm not going to say because I don't want to give Beth any spoilers, but
or anybody else for that matter,
led to breadcrumbs along the way. I was like, come follow me into the dark because we're going. I led you with breadcrumbs, and there's specific things in the book where people are like, wait a minute, like
you allowed yourself with breadcrumbs too.
Reading.
Yeah, you almost led yourself with breadcrumbs. You allowed yourself permission to follow through with whatever was going on in there creatively, and you did it.
It was an enjoyable book.
Fearless,
honestly.
I would say. Fearless. You're good.
It was an enjoyable book to write. So much so that I want to write another erotic horror.
Oh.
Like, I have a book on the go, but that's dark romance. That's a white shoe stepbrother bully. But I'm also writing an erotic horror at the same time.
You guys kill me. You also
I have an
slay
idea
me.
for it.
I will never understand the mind of an author. I can tell a story all day long because I never shut up. But to write one down is just.
Well, I have ADHD. Diagnosed in my 40s. So when I hyper focus. But when I'm not hyper focused, I'm like,
there's squirrels. There is squirrels, and you have to be hyper focused in order to feel normal.
Yeah, and when I do hyper focus, like it's like let's go. My brain's like let's go. But it takes a while to get into that hyper focus, and I struggle a little bit until I can push myself into hyper focus.
It's allowance. It's permission, is it not?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I'm easily distracted. So I like phone's got to go. People have got to go. Dogs have got to go. I'm very easily distracted.
So that speaks to the level of commitment that you have then too, and loyalty to the story. Because I don't have that ability. I don't have the foundation or the end point, to get there. This is what I'm saying. I've been doing this now for a minute. You guys just blow my mind. The fact that you guys can write stuff down the way you do, and just it's so compelling. It's envious, actually, but especially with the diagnosis as well.
Yeah,
takes a lot of something.
Getting diagnosed ADHD in your 40s was like
that is a long.
That explains so much. Like through life where you're like, I'm just crazy. I'm just built different than everybody else, right?
They said I was a bad child. Her and I went to school together as long as there was school. And I was just called a bad child. I was just a bad, disruptive child. That's what they didn't have ADHD then, because we voted for Abraham Lincoln. But and plus I cannot hear out of my right ear. So that was also, a component. And I wasn't a bit. Well, yes, I was. I was a bad kid. I was a bad kid.
Because,
but nevertheless,
come to the office. Yeah. My name was always after your name. Why couldn't I ever get called to the office first?
Why did you want to get called to the office first?
I don't know.
But
anyway,
nevertheless, I'm not saying I wasn't unruly by nature. I just am. Very difficult to structure me, but I wasn't a bad child. I wasn't dumb. I didn't have to study to get A's and B's, but there was no diagnosis at that time. And to be 40 and be diagnosed, that's got to be whoa.
Yeah, I only got diagnosed because my son was going through his diagnosis at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh. And they do the parent component, and they have the parents fill out all of this information and go through all of these different sessions and stuff as he's in tandem as he was going through his. And she came to me after the third session. She goes, so ADHD is prevalent in families. It tends to run in families. And I don't even need you to go through the procedure. I can tell you that you have ADHD.
Right.
Like,
right.
Okay, well,
Were you relieved at some level? At some level, there was a relief for the explanation of it all.
I never had the hyper component.
Oh, I do.
So like a lot of girls, I could sit quietly and work. My son could too. So he never had the
So it's just the attention deficit,
either.
not so much the hyperactivity.
Yeah. It's more the wandering mind and the fidgeting and, the bursts of energy that come out of nowhere and just the way your mind works.
I understand. It's like a lottery ball machine. You have it all in there. You just can't grab it when you
time
read it.
regulation, that sort of
Oh
stuff.
boy,
like
yeah.
it's an interesting component, and also the hyper focus. I could never understand that. And I would say to like friends and stuff, and my mom would say all the time, like, you don't study, and then the day before you study for 3 hours and you got it. And it was, I even to this day, I'm like that. I need a timeline to kind of boot me in the butt.
You're very structured, and I envy that about you. I don't have that ability at this yet, but
I do a lot.
Necessary. It's necessary.
I'm a list person. Like if I need to keep on task, I need lists. And even in my own, like, just personal life, like to get stuff done around my house.
Yes, that's right.
I create lists, like
absolutely.
A dishwasher,
Then I can't find my list, though. I cannot find my list, and there's that. So where's my list? I got to make another list to find my list. But I want to tell you how much I appreciate you even being willing to discuss this content, because it matters. People don't understand the struggle that it does. It does indeed. I'm not trying to go all deep in there, but it is a thing. It's a thing. And here you are, successful, brilliant.
I think we get so boggled down with labels, and especially our generation. Like, I'm 46, so I'm in that generation.
I'm 22.
Here you go. I'm in that generation where we didn't want to be labeled, right? We still don't want to be labeled, especially it was so taboo with mental health issues. Like, nobody wanted to say they had depression,
it's a
or
stigma.
they had anxiety, or
it fell.
And
then you get yourself into any kind of trouble. The verses is you've made a success, and I would even say it's been instrumental for you. You learned how to fine tune it, and it's working. Unfortunately, I have not been able to do that, nor do I know how, but the possibilities are endless. And I think ultimately you have the people that build these bridges or these towers that lean or these things that are on ceilings, and they were us. They just didn't call it that then.
Yeah, I don't look at it as a negative anymore. I look
Good for you.
at it as ADHD is my superpower, because when
Amen.
I need to get something done, it gets done.
Yeah.
Why?
I just look like an absent-minded professor. Everything I do looks like it's a chaotic madness, and oh my God, she's such a mess. But I get it done, and the end result is the end result, like yourself. So I want to thank you just for being willing to even share that with us.
You're welcome.
Certainly. No, thank you.
Grandma, are you surprised
Beth?
that I found you?
I am. Well, I'm done. I never shut up. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, that's about it, folks. I'm past my time limit here.
Now, are you going to reach out to her when you're finished with the book?
The book? Yes, I will. Okay. I'll tell you.
Certainly, I hope so.
And I will leave a review, because I always review when I'm done.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. So thank you for being on the show. You were lovely.
Thank you for having me. I loved meeting you ladies.
Oh, thank you. And good luck at the big event.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you had a good time.
Excited.
I bet you are. That's awesomeness.
This is a bucket list location for me. I can't wait to go, and we're staying for a couple of weeks. So where my parents are meeting us there, and Hubs and I are gonna travel Scotland and then leave from the UK. So we're super excited to make a vacation out of it.
Oh, that sounds
Travel
like so
safely.
much fun. I would love to go, but planes just keep falling out of the sky around
I know, and
here.
I gotta fly.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Oops.
Ay. This girl.
Whoops. I'll pray. I will pray.
We will. We will indeed.
And you have a safe trip and enjoy your visit, because that sounds wonderful. I would love to do that. So
it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
And if you will hang on a minute after we say goodbye, I have some things to tell you. And bye-bye, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
Bye.
Okay. Sunday. It's Sunday.
She did say Saturday. ADHD too. She doesn't acknowledge it, but yeah.
No, that's just airhead.
Nuh-uh.